Hyped up what?
that it could have called the state they first warning texts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That could have caused deafness. Like people to go deaf because it was so loud. Yeah,
Damn,
they were
that's
hype.
crazy.
See, if they were hype for SmackDown, imagine how it's gonna be for Backlash tomorrow.
Oh man. SmackDown was in France too?
Yeah.
Damn, that's what's up, bro. I'm gonna try to get over because I'm gonna end up being on 610. I'm trying to stay on what is this, I-10, right?
This motherfucker saw
Yeah. Oh, my bad.
No, you're right.
Driving through the H-Town. Driving through Houston. Well, I tell you, it is a beautiful night. You know, Troy, if this is the only night that we've ever worked together, I want to say that I'm glad that God gave us the opportunity to work one shift together.
Yep.
I mean, think about it. That had to be a divine intervention. What are the odds that me and you were ever going to work a shift together, bro?
Man,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was divine intervention, man.
It was like slipping a dime.
Yeah, man. Like we probably have a better chance of winning the lottery than ever working a shift together. You know, my dumbass thought, Troy, real talk, when I first got this motherfucking job, I swear to God, on God, I thought that me and you were gonna be working together, like that you were gonna be training me and shit.
Yeah.
And boy, was I wrong. They pinned me in my own store when I first walked into this job, and they flat out told me, "Hey, you're gonna be working store 66, blah blah blah." I'm like, by myself? Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? I was mad. I wanted to work with you.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, we don't have any openings there. I'm like, all right. So, anyways, they put me at store 66, right? And I started making friends in there because I'm like, well, I don't want to just be a sitting duck, so let me start introducing myself to these people. And that's what I did. I met George, Diego, and started introducing myself to all the managers there. And at first it was okay. It was an all right job. But then it got to the point to where I started having some issues with some of the front-end managers, the ladies that were working there. Both of them don't even work for the company no more. Yeah, one ended up leaving for her warehouse job, and the other one got fired like about a week after I left that location. But anyways, other than them two, the job was okay. I met a bunch of cool people over there, Santos and Melanie and Andy, Abraham, Daniela, Sheila. Man, they were all cool people, man. I made friends with all these people up here, you know? And that's what I did. And that's what makes the job go by a little easier. Yeah. You know, when you start like making some friends up there. Yeah, man. That's what I did. And so that's what I did. And so then I get this call from Bob, right? The boss. And he goes, hey man, just to let you know, we're going to transfer you to another location. I'm like, what? So they were like telling me all these areas. I'm like, nope. And so finally they put me in store 24, which was Fondren and Belfort. And they're like, we're going to put you over there. And I'm like, okay. So I was there for a week. Then they're like, no, we're going to go ahead and put you all in Bel Air in 6. And I'm like, man, come on. I was just getting acquainted with store 24. They're like, well, we'll give you the mornings and you can get off early. And I'm like, all right. So I did that. And I had to get used to getting up at 5 a.m. Now I'm kind of used to it now. You know, I'm used to getting up at 5 in the morning instead of sleeping in. Most security guards like the closing shift because they like to sleep in. But now I've gotten so used to it, I had to get used to going to bed early, getting up early, and I'm like, all right, I guess I can do it. So I got kind of used to it now, right. You know? So that's what I basically did. That's Houston right there, downtown. There you go. Beautiful downtown Houston. But you know what, Troy? In 11 months and 1 day, they finally put us on a shift together. What are the odds of that happening?
Slim to none.
Yeah, slim to none, bro. So maybe it was all a blissful day, man. You know, I'm thinking they said, "Oh, you failed the polygraph. We're not hiring this and that." The internal affairs guy was just, oh man. You know, he knows how to do his job. I'll give him that. And anyways, so I'm all like at the house, like eyes are all watery. I'm telling my mom's. Got on the phone with my auntie. I told her I'm not going to get this job, and I was like so distressed. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do now, right? And then all of a sudden, the county calls me, like literally 2 days later, and I'm like, okay, y'all are just going to tell me that I'm not qualified for the position because I failed the polygraph. And they're like, you know, I'm thinking in my head that's what they were going to do, but they said no, we're going to offer you the position. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, we're going to offer you the job. And I'm like, come again? Are you for real? I'm like, what about the polygraph? They're like, no, we don't care about that. I'm like, whoa. It was just like all this pressure just taken off my shoulders because, you know, here I am, you know, thinking I'm some fucking loser. And then all of a sudden this was just like a big win for me, a big step in my life. And it's like, now I have an opportunity to move up in society, move up the ladder, and prove to my family that I'm not a loser, well, that I can be somebody. So it was like a big step for me, you know, to do this. So, you know, as you know, we are as men, we're put under the pressure of society that we have to perform to be somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just part of the way that the law, I mean, the nature is with men, you know? Am I supposed to exit here?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, 288, yeah. And so yeah, you get pressure, you know, and it's just like, and when I told my moms and stuff that I got the job, she started crying on the phone. I was like, I got the job at the county. She started crying. And I go and tell my auntie, I'm like, yeah, I just want to let you know I got the job. She started crying too. So I knew you could do it, blah, 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 you know. It was just like really happy for me, you know. Oh yeah, man. It was just a sign of relief. It was just like, I'm thinking I'm never going to mount up to anything in life. That I'm never like good enough for anything. Like, I don't know if the chat room feels that way. We got 4 people in the chat room that are watching on silent mode. But you ever just feel like you're never going to mount up to anything? And it's like, I had that feeling. You know, and it's just like, I feel like now that like I'm given an opportunity, man, to just make things right. And it was like, this is a step up. And like I said, Troy, I'm never going to forget you. If I do get this job and it works out really well, I'm going to do, since you helped me get this job in security, I'm going to return the favor and help you get a job for the county. How's that sound?
Yeah.
It puts you on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat $21 an hour right now. You know what I'm saying? Not too many jobs are going to throw that at you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at $21 an hour, mandatory 48 hours a week. So you're making $4,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? Probably about around 43 minus taxes. You're looking at probably, you know, maybe you're about around 39, 38. But that's still better than what we're making at this current job, right?
Yeah.
Right? So it's a step up in the world. And, you know. Okay, hold on real quick. I don't want to pass up your exit. We're not going to pass it up, are we?
No.
I know we're still a little ways from it. But I know I got to get on the right lane, right? Okay, hold on real quick. We're on 288, by the way. What's up? But like I said, you know, just driving home. I mean, I'm taking Troy home right now, and then I'm going to drive home. But yeah, Troy, since you helped get me this security job, I'll never fucking forget it, dude. And I have to thank you for this, man, because I really feel like if I wouldn't even got this opportunity if I wasn't working in security, because I would have no confidence that they would hire me.
Yeah.
And the security job really gave me the confidence that I could work for, these type of jobs, and gave me the balls to apply. And I just want to thank you for this experience, man, because if it wasn't for you, because when I lost my job at Walmart, and I talked to you about it, you said, hey man, come apply for security, man, my company will hire you on the spot. I'll put in a good word for you. And I walked right into the interview, I'll never forget. And Bob interviewed me and everything, filled out the form and everything. He told me what was required about the job, and he said, okay, you're hired. Like, he flat out hired me on, like, he said, I talked to Troy McGlung, and he said this and this about you, so we're going to go ahead and take his word for it. We're going to hire you. And I said, whoa. And he said, when can you start? I'm like, I'm thinking in a week or so, like, okay, I'll probably start in a week. He said, no, we'll start you tomorrow. I'm like, whoa. Hold on. Look on the right lane for me. Do you see anybody? What about on the other one? Exit OST, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can stay in this lane?
Yeah.
Exit here, right? Exit here?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't make a left at this light, do I?
Oh, you can keep straight all the way down.
Okay, keep straight. Okay, till I get to Yellowstone? Gotcha. Yeah, I'm talking to my friend. One of my best friends, man. And remember, Troy, after you got me the job, and I went and bought you, I took you to Beef and Bun. Yeah. Did you like that place?
Yeah, it was a good place, man. It was a good place.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, it's a good friend of mine, man. He's the one that got me this job as security, man. So I'm thanking him for the opportunity, and because I feel like I wouldn't have got this job at the county if it wasn't for him. So I just, make a left here.
Yeah.
So I just feel like if it wasn't for you, Troy, I wouldn't have had these opportunities, man. I just want to say thank you for being a good friend all these years, man.
Yeah, man.
You got a really wonderful personality, man, and that's keep it up, man.
Oh yeah.
I just think the only thing about you, I think you just need a little more confidence in yourself. But I think other than that, you're fine. You got a wonderful personality. You're easy to get along with. You got a lot of good energy. I just think you just need a little more confidence. That's it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we all could. I'm the same. I'm the same way. And like I said, I think, to be honest with you, Troy, since you got me this job in security, I'm gonna get you the job for the county, and I'm gonna get you better pay and a better life. How does that sound? So I'm gonna return the favor. You got me the job in security, and you didn't have to do all that shit. And you helped me when I was at my bottom, at my lowest, bro. I had no fucking job. I mean, the worst thing you can do to a man is have no fucking job as a man.
Yeah.
It was already bad enough. You ain't got no fucking girlfriend, and now you ain't got no fucking job. That's just a double whammy slap. The way to crush a man is to have no fucking job,
Yep.
And so it's, I was at my lowest form, and you just said, hey, man, look, I'll give you word right now. Come down to the office, come apply, and we'll hire you. I said, bet. I'm going to go the long way. I'm going to go that way and turn in there. And so if it wasn't for you, man, I wouldn't have had these opportunities, man. And I worked for a security job. I stuck it out. They stuck me out in 10 Buck 2 in Katy. I had to drive there, putting 40 to 50 miles a day on my fucking car, hardly making anything. And I stuck it out with the company. And now all these opportunities just rung up, and here I go thinking I'm throwing in the towel on life. I'm like, fuck life, I don't care anymore. And then all of a sudden, now this opportunity just opens up for me to, sell myself, and move up the ladder. And I feel like you were a part of that journey, and you gave me that opportunity by getting me this job and giving me the confidence that I can, reach up that ladder. And I just want to thank you.
Yeah,
thanks, man.
Absolutely, man.
So in return, when I get this job, when I secure this job at the county, and I start mastering everything, I'm gonna get you the job there. I'm gonna return the favor.
Yeah.
It's right here, right?
Yeah.
I'm returning the favor. We're on Ward Street now. Hey, what's up, Seb? Damn, you got high-rising homes already built right here. Is that a new house right there?
Yeah, that's a new house. That one.
That's a new house. That's gotta look like a new house, bro.
That's a new one.
Damn.
Shoot, the house you about to drop me off at.
Yeah.
They rebuilding this one next to my neighbor's house.
Damn, which one they rebuilding?
Right here.
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah.
Oh, this one's your house.
Yeah.
But you're saying they're rebuilding the one next door to you?
Yeah. Right here.
Damn. Okay, bro. Hey, Troy, thanks for being a good friend all these years, man.
Good
shit,
man.
Man. Yeah.
I had to help a brother in need, man.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm gonna help you get a job next.
Like I said, man.
Like I said, I'm gonna give my word. I'm gonna get this man a job for the county, and me and him are both gonna be working at the same county, bro.
All right, man.
It's all right, Troy. I'll let you, man.
All
Take
right,
care.
man.
Much love, man.
Much love, brother.
All right.
All right.
See what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Troy, I wouldn't have had this job. I wouldn't even had this opportunity that is presented to me now. And I just feel like it's just a lot of weight lifted off my shoulder, you know. Especially like, you know, at one point I didn't even have a job. Like after Walmart, I didn't have nowhere else. They fired me, and I had literally no job, no source of income, and it was like. And I had to bust my ass off. I was applying for job after job after job online, trying to find fucking work. And yeah, I felt like this fucking small. I felt like I wasn't even a fucking man anymore. Because the worst thing you do to a man is take his financial income away. Doesn't matter necessarily the job per se, but all you gotta do is just take his fucking money away. And you just feel like less and less of a man. You know what I mean? It's kind of like private territory out here, man. Kind of, a little bit. Anyways, but yeah, anyways, yeah. This is the God's honest truth, you know? There's like ditches and shit back here. Man, you can throw dead bodies back here and they wouldn't even know. Just saying, shit. A lot of private businesses back here, obviously. That's good. Having a crossover, man. What's up, Sev? What's up? Man, doors are opening, man. My brother works for Benedal Wines, and he delivers wine to these to Specs. Y'all guys ever heard of Specs? Shop Specs, low price nation. Cheers to you, cheers to savings. You know that commercial? It's got like they sell liquor and wine and, you know, tobacco and all that shit. Well, he's a vendor for one of the companies called Benedal Wines. And he delivers wine all around Texas, right? And he makes like $20 an hour, $21 an hour. But anyways, well, they're opening up a distribution center in Austin, and the guy who owns the company is the guy that's named Benedal. His actual last name is Benedal, and he's this multi-millionaire guy that's from France. And basically, what did he do? Basically, he offered my brother a position in Austin once the warehouse opens. And he wants him to run the warehouse, and they're going to have 5 drivers there that's going to deliver to Specs out there, and to Amarillo, and to El Paso. And basically, they're going to offer him a position. They're going to let him run that actual warehouse, and they're going to give him a raise of $75,000 a year. But the warehouse doesn't open until next year in Austin. And so my brother's, he's currently dating this woman she's a traveling nurse, and she makes around already that kind of money, about $75K. So she told him the other day, if we're still together, if you move to Austin next year, I'll go with you. And I told my brother, look, man, this is your opportunity to make something of yourself. You take it right now. You take it by the horns and you take it. I said, if that woman's gonna stick by your side and all like that, I said, you better be damn well to be $75K, and then you take yours, and that's $150,000 you're both making jointly, and y'all could go and buy a house. You don't even have to get a apartment. You can get a house and pay the mortgage. Even if the mortgage is like $2,400-$2,500 a month, you can get a house, and y'all could both, y'all will still have all bills paid. You'll probably still have about $4,000 miscellaneous left over if you frugalize it well, and you can put that in the account and save it and just go from there every month. So you guys can really team up, and that's what teamwork's all about right there. And so I just told, and my brother, he's got a record from here to fucking New York City in terms of like felonies and all types of shit. But I guess God's looking after him because all these doors are opening for him now. You know, I remember my brother used to sleep in the fucking car because he had a hard time getting off of drugs. And he went from that, you know, to now all of a sudden having an opportunity to make $75,000 a year. That's pretty damn good for somebody who, you know, put themselves in a hole. Like that's blessed. That's blessed right there. And then, you know, my situation, you know, I went from hurting my fucking back to, you know, going from job and doing this little ends here, and then the COVID froze all my fucking jobs, construction, and fucked my shit up. And then, you know, going from having health issues to now getting healthy to changing my attitude. I went from having a bad attitude to having an amazing attitude now. You know, I'm just saying, I used to have a bad attitude back in the day. I think Cedric Saunders knows what I'm talking about because he's in the chat room now. I used to have a rotten ass attitude. And you know what, man, if I could take that back, I wish I could, you know, like, if I could take back my past, absolutely. I wish I could. And I can't, though. But what I can do is I can change my present. So I started changing my attitude. I started having a better attitude, and I started channeling positive energy. There's one thing when you get older, man, when you get older, you value your time more and how you exert your energy. And so that's why whenever you come across like certain situations that used to let it bother you, you're just like, fuck it, I got bigger fish to fry now. I can't get mad over the dumb shit like this. You know, like, okay, this girl didn't call me back. Okay, I ain't sweating it no more. Because I got bigger fish to fry, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit here and dwell on dumb shit anymore. So I have to, you know, I had to fix my bad attitude, man. Because I used to have a rotten attitude. And so I had to change that about me. And, you know, again, it's, you know, like I went from, you know, losing almost everything when COVID hit. I almost lost everything. You know what I'm saying? And when I lost my job at Walmart on some bullshit that wasn't even my fault, you know, they fired my fucking ass for something that was their fault, you know? And anyways, I went to have a no job, and Troy came out of the blues. I literally was crying because I didn't know what to do. The worst thing you could do to a man is to give him no job. Because that's like the main part of your masculinity as a guy, to have some sort of residual income. I think all guys can agree with me on this. And it fucking sucks being broke, man. Like, it sucks. And that's why I was like, but I also understand that no one's going to help me. I have to do it on my own. So I know for a fact I can't be a victim either and say, oh, well, you know, no one wants to help me. And Troy didn't even have to help me. But he did. He said, hey, man, look, man, you know, and I was at my lowest form. I had no fucking job, no income. I had $1,600 worth of bills coming in the following fucking month. Car insurance, fucking car note, $465, fucking credit card bill, $350. Bro, cell phone bill, $80. Bro, I had all these bills coming in the following month. And when you have bills to fucking pay, man, and you lose your fucking job, man, that's when it hits you 10 times as hard. If you don't, and that's different, you know, you're 20, 21, you don't have a job, and you have no responsibilities, you're like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck, I lose fuck a job, you know? You don't give a fuck, you know, because you're like, you ain't got no car note, you ain't got no easy, so you don't care, you know? So of course you're not going to give a fuck, you put your middle finger up to the air, fuck a job, you know? Because I was like that when I was 20, 21, you know, I was like that same way. I was like, fuck a job, you know? But like, it's not like that now. As you get older, man, you got more responsibilities, and it's hard, man. It's really hard. And so when you don't have a job and you got these bills coming in, you're like, fuck, you know? So you're like, I got to get up, you know, and get on the internet, start applying for jobs. And that's what I did every motherfucking day. I was applying for 15, 20 jobs a day and didn't let up. And then I remember I got a call from Buc-ee's, and Buc-ee's called me, and I answered the phone, and they're like, so what's the number one trait that people say good about you? And I'm like, well, they say that I'm a team player and I have a charismatic personality. And I don't know if that was the answer they wanted to hear, but apparently it must have not have been, because them motherfuckers hung up the phone fucking quick. They hung that bitch up fucking quick. And anyway, so they hung up the phone on my face. I'm like, what am I going to do? I applied for Target. I went up to Home Depot. And I was like, are you guys hiring? They were like, give me the runaround. I was trying to talk to the manager. Man, I tell you, ain't nothing worse than when you're in desperate mode. But I was determined I'll have to get a job. So finally, I'm sitting there, and you know what? Troy works in security. Let me go ask him what the requirements are. So I called him. I said, hey, man, are you working? You still working at the security job? He said, yeah. I said, y'all still hiring? What are the requirements? He's like, look, dude, I know you ain't got a job right now and you're looking, and I can tell you're desperate and you need a job. I'll tell you what, man, come down to the office. I'll give a good word for you in, and I'll get you hired. I was like, all right, bet. I drove right down the next day, looked up the address to the security place. He said, you got to go in and go apply. I said, I'll be right there tomorrow. I got up that morning, drove right straight there. They hired me right then and there on the spot. And they gave me a location. You're going to go here in Katy and Mason. I'm like, man, that's fucking far. They're like, that's all we have. Take it or leave it. I'm like, fuck it. I'll take it. Just give it to me. So that was the post they gave me. I had to patrol 2 apartment complexes and a Fiesta. And that's what I did. So I patrolled that area, man, and I did that for 6 months. And I was burning up to $200 a motherfucking month in gas, bro. Because that was when the gas was going up to like, it was the summer and gas was like $3.50. It was eating up a lot of my fucking miscellaneous money for gas, but I had to do it. I needed a job. I had fucking these bills to come, these bills to pay. And so I went to doing that, never missed a day. And then all of a sudden they call me and they say, hey, we're gonna remove you from that location because another company took over that. They hired another security company for that location. So we're gonna put you at another Fiesta, and we're gonna put you at store 24 off of Belford and Fonder. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I did that for about a week. And then they called me again and said, well, we're going to put you in Bel Air in 6. And I'm like, man, I hate this game of musical chairs, And they said, okay, well, we'll give you the mornings this time. So you get off at 3 o'clock. And I'm like, all right. So then I did that. And I had a really hard time getting up in the mornings. I'm like, oh, my God, I got to get up 5 fucking a.m., So I'm doing that. And then all of a sudden, it's like I got used to it now. Now I'm just used to getting up. And it's like, so it's nothing now. So it's like, I had to start all over, make new friends again at this job and, that sort of ordeal. And then, I'm thinking, okay, I'm at this security company. Well, I need to start applying for other better security jobs. And, again, I talked to Alton, which is my cousin's husband, Carmen, that's her husband. So I said, hey, so what are the requirements to apply for the county? Do I need any requirements? Do I need to have any of the previous law enforcement experience? And he's like, no, you easily get hired. We're short on guards and this and that. And I said, okay. So I said, how do I go about applying for them? And he said, well, you got to go in. I said, okay, well, let me get the location. So I had to get the HR department. I talked to a guy named Frank Davis. And then he said, yeah, just come on in and grab an application. So when I come in, I get an application, I introduced myself to them, and he said, first question he asked me, do you know anybody that needs a job? I'm like, hell yeah, I know a lot of motherfuckers that need a job. He's like, dude, we're 80 guards short on cops, we're 80 guards short on jailers, corrections officers, detention officers, we're short everywhere, paramedics, everything, bro. He's like, we're desperate. If you know anybody that needs a job, put their name and a number on this pad. So I put Troy's, I put a couple others, I think I put Casey Washington and some other people on there. And man, I get this job, or I applied. They gave me a long packet. I had to go to the bank, get notaries, and I had to get 12 pages notarized, bro. And I had to set an appointment for that shit because the whole AI technology and the kiosk shit. So now you got to do everything by appointment now, which sucks. You can't just walk in anywhere and do anything anymore. So you gotta go by appointment now. They won't just see you walking in there. They don't want to see your ugly face in there. They're like, no, you got to come in. You got to set an appointment. You got to go online and set an appointment to come in the bank. I'm like, oh, fuck. So, and so, man, I'll tell you, it's, again, it's, I had to go and get the notaries, right? So I get the notaries done. And then after the notaries, I had to go back up to the HR department, turn my paperwork in. Then they tell me, well, your form's incomplete because you missed this and you missed that. I had to get off my work and drive back to the fucking HR department the next day after that just to sign a couple of papers that I missed. And then after that I was done, then they sent these forms out for the questionnaires. and you have to have 7 people, 4 unprofessional, which means friends, and 3 professionals, which either 3 people you used to work with or currently working with, or both. So I had to get them. They sent the questionnaires to their emails. They had to fill them all out and send them back. Some of them weren't too happy about that, so I had to then bribe them and say, I'll give you $20. You fill the damn thing out and hit the send button. Okay, fine. I had to do that. I had to work, or stay. I think I had to get, buy Jack in the Box for my barber for him to do it. Because when they got the form, they're like, man, I feel like I'm applying for this job. They're sending all these questions. I didn't know that I was supposed to fill this damn form out. So then I had to, of course, work a deal with them. Hey, I'll give you $20. Or I had to invest $100 to give $20 to 5 people just to fill the damn forms out. That's how much against the grind that I was working with trying to get this job. That's how desperate I don't want to say desperate, but determined I was to get the job. That I was actually investing my own money out of my own check to give to these people so they could fill the damn form out. So I had to invest $100, came out of my damn check just to give everybody $20 to fill that damn questionnaire out. Because other than that, they didn't want to do it. So I was like, I was determined. I said, you know what, I'll take the L on this, I'll invest the money. So I did that. So then I turned in the money. I gave them the money, $20 per person, just so I can get them questionnaires filled out, because I can't go through the investigation without them forms. It's a process. So once I did that, then they said, well, we're calling you in for an interview. We had 30 people were supposed to show up, and only 3 showed up. It was me and 2 girls. That was it. One lives her name's Taylor, real sweetheart. The other one lives, I think, in Richmond, or she actually lives in Rosenberg. And me and Taylor actually exchanged numbers and became friends. We became friends. So I kind of update her on what's going on with me, because she's a little bit behind me right now. But don't you respond to people, or do you just keep talking about you? Just wondering. My bad. I lost my job when I was 50, and it was hard to find a job at that age. Nobody wants to hire an older person. Oh, really? 2 million years. You are near a flood zone in Texas. Yeah. I'm not in the north side, though. The north side is the worst part. Sorry about that. Nah, but anyways, don't you respond? Yeah, I did respond. I'm sorry to hear about you losing your job at 50. Man, a lot of jobs don't even want to hire right now. That's God's honest truth. A lot of jobs don't even want to hire. Like they say, oh, no one wants to work, and then when you apply, no one wants to hire. And it's like, well, how are you going to complain that nobody wants to work, but then when people actually apply for your damn job, no offense, you don't want to hire nobody? There's no jobs to do. No, but what I'm just saying is, a lot of these, like these like old boomers are complaining, oh, no one wants to work. They don't want to apply for these jobs. No one wants to work these jobs. And I'm like, yeah, but then when they do apply for these jobs, no one needs to fucking call back half the goddamn time. Like when I lost my job at Walmart, I applied for over at least 100 jobs. And I'm the young guy still, and I still couldn't get anybody to call me back. So even if you were old or not, they're not calling back. I literally, if it wasn't for my friend Troy, which that's why I was giving him clout in this video earlier, if it wasn't for him, I don't know what I would be right now. Like, he's the one that helped me get into the security job. And anybody and their mama can apply for security. It's easy. Getting your foot in the door is easy. Just enter in as a level 2 and then go and get your level 3 license, which is the concealed firearm. And they'll pay you damn good money doing that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, Troy really did help me out. You know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in this position. That's why I was thanking him. If I get this job at the county, I might even slip $100 for his troubles. And I told him in return, since you helped me get the job in security, you didn't have to do that. I'm going to help you get the job at the county once I get it. And I secure it. Once I'm like a month or 2 in, and I tell him about the job, so that way he feels a little bit more comfortable about it. then I'll say, okay, well, I want to change your life now. I'm gonna spread the love to you now, and I'm gonna get you this job, and I'm gonna get you better pay now, since you did it to me. Because if it wasn't for him getting me the security job, I wouldn't have had the balls to apply for the county. You know, so I'm just thankful for that. But yeah, man, it's hard. It's hard trying to move up the ladder, you know, because you have to deal with competition. You have to deal with people trying to cutthroat you and trying to take you out. It's not easy, you know, and it's like and I hate to say this, but when it comes to like the business aspect, you have no friends. Like you have no friends technically, because if there's a position open and there's 8 people going for it, everybody's going to try to cut each other's throat to get it. Because at the end of the day, only one person is going to get that job. So, like, I understand the competitive, like, nature or aspect when it comes to business. It just sucks. It sucks. It's not easy because you're competing against all different types of other people that have the same resume as you, if not more. And it's hard, man. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's a challenge. Can't work for free these days. Well, absolutely, I agree. You know, I'm just glad that I got this opportunity. And like I said, I really would actually like to work both jobs. I'm actually starting to get the hang of working doubles now. Because I used to work doubles back in the day, but I stopped. It was all about the work balance life, but I'm like, fuck it, I'll work 16 hours a day. I'm not tripping. I know that sounds like, you know, I won't have no life, which probably, you know, most likely. But I don't mind if it's like, let's say 5 days a week, 16-hour days. I'll do it. Still get my 2 days off. I can do it. I just work the 16 a day, so I can do it. You know, well, at least it's not manual labor. Now, if I was working at Walmart 16 hours, I couldn't do it. Because they're going to have you working in the back truck for like 8 hours, throwing your back out. Then they're probably going to say, no, we need you to go outside and push baskets for 2 hours. Fuck that. And so, like, I've done that before where I would work at like 7 in the morning at Walmart and I didn't leave till midnight. And like my checks were not that bad. Like I would get like one check because you get paid every 2 weeks at Walmart. I worked so much overtime one time, I literally almost made about $3,000 in 2 weeks. I was like, Jesus Christ, but I had to bust my ass to do it. And it's like, it sounds like, you know, something to be proud of. Like, well, that's very great to do that. But man, I had to bust my ass for that money. And I literally I was literally like draining myself and hurting myself and breaking my body down. And it just was like, it wasn't worth it, man. I was putting in 80 hours, 85 fucking hours for a week for fucking 3 months, bro. 3 goddamn months. And I finally said enough is enough. I was almost about to crack. Because like your body just gives out after a while, you know? You can't take it anymore. I did 72 hours once. Yeah, it ain't no joke. How much were you asking per hour? You mean for the county? They're starting you off at about $22. $22 an hour, but they want mandatory 48 hours a week, which so that means 8 hours overtime, which that's not too bad, you know. Well, like I said, I at Walmart, man, I was busting my ass at that company. I hurt myself because I was working too hard. I overworked myself, and I don't care like what people say. When you overwork yourself and you bust your ass for a company, they don't give two shits about you if you exist or not. It ain't worth it. After a while, you're like, you know what? I'm tired. No one's coming to work. People are calling in every day. You got this Lord of the Flies shit going on at work where motherfuckers don't want to work and they want to throw all the work on you and you all get the same fucking pay, the universal pay crap. And it's like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. Like, you just drain yourself out. You're like so sick of it. You overwork yourself. And it's just like, then you hurt yourself. Like, I had back injury now because of fucking Walmart. And I was just like, I'm just thankful that I don't work there anymore. It was a blessing that they actually fucking fired me. Because I still would have been stuck there. I still would have been having issues with my back. I'd still be in that truck tossing 5,000 boxes a shift. 7,500 boxes total if you include GM. I'm still lifting 100-pound bags of dog food. Fuck that. You know, all for what? Fucking a funky ass $16 an hour. Fuck that shit, man. It ain't worth it. You know, so that's why I was kind of thankful that I'm like, and I don't hold no grudges against them either, because usually most people when they get fired, they hold grudges at their old ex. I don't do that shit. I still go up there and shop. I'm still a goddamn customer. So like, when I go in there, they'll kind of run away. They think I'm like gonna go haywire. So I finally went up to him. I said, dude, I don't hold grudges. I'm like, and in fact, y'all did me a favor by firing me, because now I work in security and now I can start getting experience working in security detail. So I said, actually, you guys did me a favor. Actually, I have to thank you actually for firing me. I know it sounds kind of weird, but Walmart did me the biggest favor by firing me, because I was never going to get anywhere at Walmart. And security was like a leg up. It was something I never done before. It was a new profession. And I actually have security experience. So I was kind of, now I can have kind of a resume to go into different security companies now. And they'll say, and once they see you've worked for one security, it's sort of almost the same requirements for most of them, for the most part, observe and report. So that's basically, you know, what most of them require. So it's like, okay, cool. You know, some of them may have different requirements than others, but it's all around generally the same. Once you learn it, once you got one security company, you can kind of start networking to the rest of them. They'll say, okay, you have your security license, cool. Okay, yeah, we'll hire you. They just all they want is that security license. Once you show it, they're like, bet, and they hire you, they start you, they give you a post route, and if there's a little bit different requirements, they'll let you know, and then that's it. You start your shift. I'm just blessed, you know. Yeah, and so I went from having no fucking job to Walmart firing me and not giving a fuck, and you know, applying for dozens of jobs and having to hang up on my fucking face like Buc-ee's hanging up on me and thinking it was funny, you know. I even thank Buc-ee's for not hiring me, because they were looking for somebody to take ice out of the ice thing and replace it. I'm like, what the fuck do I look like replacing ice out of a thing all day? Like, that's beneath me, man. I'm better than that. So I know for a fact that there's had to be, and when security came knocking on my door, it was a new opportunity. And even then, the security company was dicking me around for a while, and I took the punches. I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna take the kicks and the punches. And so now that I applied for the county and it went through a speedy process, I even failed the polygraph test. I failed the polygraph test with the district, what they call it, the internal affairs. And trust me, if you ever seen the show The First 48, how they interrogate you, they did the same shit to me. And it's not easy. Like, these guys are professionals at what they do. They know when you're fucking lying. They strap these things to you. They fucking ask the same questions over and over again. They change the wording around. And then at the end of the day, he told me, you failed every form of this test or whatever. He said, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I doubt they're even gonna hire you. And I just said, okay. So, you know, of course that hurt my feelings, right? But I wasn't gonna let him see it. And I walked out, my eyes were bawling. And I called my mom's and stuff, and I told her I failed the polygraph. She said, oh, really? She said, well, you've never taken it before. I said, I know I've never taken it. Because they asked me, taking it before. I'm like, no, I've never taken a polygraph. And so, you know, once after the polygraph was over, and he told me I failed everything, he just was like, sounded so dismissive, like, oh, well, they're not going to hire you, that you already failed almost everything, which shows signs of deception. You lied. I'm like, okay. You know, which I was so nervous, I was going to fail that test before it even started. You know, and then he kept complaining, you're moving your legs, you're twitching your hands, you're moving your legs, you're moving your jaw. I told you to stand still. I'm like, oh my God. You know, I was like under so much duress. It was like driving me crazy, but I somehow managed to maintain my calmness the whole time. And so basically he sent the information to them, and then I'm thinking, okay, I don't got the job, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to have to just stick it out in security then, and I'm just going to have to apply for a better security company, you know, like Brosnan or Brink Security, or maybe even possibly Allied. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to start applying for those. And then all of a sudden I get a call yesterday from Fort Bend County. And they were like, is it Steven? I'm like, yes. They're like, oh, this is da-da-da from HR, which is Human Resources Department. You got a minute? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, we got your results back from the polygraph. And we got together and discussed it amongst da-da-da-da-da. And we want to, she's like, we just want to let you know that you failed majority of the polygraph. I said, okay. So I'm thinking this is just their way of saying, you ain't got the job. Sorry, we're going to consider other applicants. She turned around and told me, we want to go ahead and offer you the position. And so I just was like shocked because I was like wanting to pinch my face. And like, I couldn't believe it. I said, wait, what? She said, I want to offer you the position. What do you mean, Deagle or 45? What are you talking about? I have no clue what you're talking about. They just say you're failing the test so you'll crack and admit shit because they know it can't tell anything. Yeah, maybe that's it, you know? Because like he told me that I failed one question. Like he did say, I said, which question I failed? He said assault with a deadly weapon. And I said, so what are you implying? He's like, you know, you don't have a criminal record, but that doesn't mean you never committed a crime. And I said, okay, well, I never hit anybody with a weapon. He's like, well, that's not the result said. The result said you lied. And I said, well, then that machine's a goddamn lie then. And he like looked at me and he looked back and he's like, what did you call me? I said that machine is a damn lie because I ain't never hit nobody with no weapon or nothing like that. And he said, so you're calling me a liar? I said, no, I'm not calling you a liar. I'm saying your machine is faulty because that damn machine is a damn lie. If it said that I failed everything on there and I'm reading the damn thing, it says perjury. I've never committed act of perjury. Burglary, I've never did that. Murder, I've never done that. You're saying I failed every single goddamn one of them. I've never failed it. I don't have no criminal record. So he basically, that damn interview went for 4.5 hours. And he said, you're fuss. He told me, he basically told me like in a nice way kind of, but he said, you're kind of annoying me and we're going to go ahead and end it. I was like, okay. So he basically said, I'm going to write up my report, but you pretty much failed every question. You did horrible. I said, okay. And he just said, we see signs of deception and you lied. And I said, okay. And I have the results right here on the computer. The computer does not, the information I'm getting, it says you lied. I said, okay. So I'm going to send all this information to HR. And I said, okay. And he said, and it's up to them if they want to deal with you or not, because quite frankly, you're annoying me, and you can go ahead and go now. I was like, okay. But my feelings were hurt, because like he was, man, that dude was tearing me, and that dude tore my fucking soul up when he was saying that shit. And I'm trying to like not break down in front of him, you know? So I like walk out the door, I make it out, I go in the car, put my head down on the steering wheel for like 10 minutes. I said, I got to call somebody. So I called my aunt. She's like, what's wrong? And I told her. And she said, that machine is not even accurate. It's lie detector machines have not been proven to be accurate or whatever. It doesn't matter if what the damn results said. And then I called my mom's or whatever. Same thing. You know, we had that conversation. And she said that damn lie detector test can be faulty because if you're nervous the entire time, of course you're gonna fail it. And anyway, so he basically just told me I was annoying him, I guess, in a nice way, but still kind of fun. And so, anyways, what ended up happening was he submitted my information, I guess, and so he said it was called a non-compliance failed test, which he said I didn't follow instructions and that I failed every question and that I was late. Basically, he was saying I was lying. for everything. So I just said, okay, dude. So, I said, I'm not getting the job. I was very upset. I called everybody and was upset about it. They're like, man, fuck that job. I was like, no, don't say that. I was like, I need this job. I really want the job. I want to work for the county. So, all of a sudden, 2 days go by. HR calls me and it was like, yeah, we got your results. You failed. Da da da. I was like, okay. So I get it. You're looking for another applicant. I understand. And they're like, no, we want to offer you the position. And from there, I couldn't believe it. It was like what's the word I want to use? It was a big just weight lifted off my shoulders. I was like, oh my God. And they're like, yep, so you got to take your mental evaluation. You're coming in on Tuesday, Wednesday next week on the 8th at 9:15. We're going to do a mental evaluation and you have to sit with a psychiatrist. And I said, okay. And then after that, on the 13th, you have to take a drug test and a physical. Like, okay. And then after that, your starting date, your orientation is May 28th on a Tuesday. I was like, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I was like, okay. And then after that, we give you your schedule. And so I said, do I have the job? And she's like, yeah, we're offering you the position. And from there, I just was like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I was just, whoa. Like, it was just a blessing, Because I'm like, sometimes, in life, as a man, you want to prove that you're worth something. And like I said, the worst thing you can do to a man is not give him a job or not make him feel like there's no path to a career or nothing. And here I go, have this opportunity to prove myself. But like I said, man, for the record, again, I'm about to read the comments right now, but man, internal affairs, those guys are really good at what they do. Like, they're good at their craft. They know how to break you down. And I've never was broken down like that. Like, the way he broke me down was like, Jesus Christ, this guy was really good. He's like, keep your fingers straight, keep your hands flat, keep your feet flat. Don't move your legs at all. Don't twitch. Don't move your jaw. Don't move your eyes. You need to follow instructions. You need to look straight at the board. You're not doing that. I'm like, whoa, you're not following instructions. You didn't follow a thing I said. I'm like, whoa. Then he'll ask the same question 5 times and he'll switch the words. Then he'll say, I never said that. I never asked you that. And I'm like, whoa. So I get it. It's a test to see how I'm going to react under pressure or under tense. And I started realizing that about a day or two after. But I thought I failed the test. But I answered the questions truthfully. I answered it truthfully. And, and then he would say, so you said this, so what did you write down on your paper? I said, I wrote the same thing I just said. And what is it you said? I had to repeat what I said. This guy was really good. I'll give him credit where credit's due. He's good at what he does. He's really good at that shit. And so when I told the lady, does this mean I got the job? She's like, yes, you got the job. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it was just a big sign of relief, man. And she said, I'm glad you're happy you got, because I could see I was just really excited about the job. And, I told her, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. I won't let you guys down. So, yeah, so that was it. So I had the job. No, I'm not going to smoke weed. It's a psychology game. Yeah, maybe because you talk a lot and don't answer what people are asking you. I don't want to seem mean about it, what I'm just saying. Well, yeah, you may be right. Okay, that part you may be right. You're playing Pokemon Go, fam. He did tell me that, so you're right about that, Michael. He did say that. He said that I was talking ahead of myself. But man, he's really good at what he does. That internal affairs guy, man, he's so good. He's really good at what he does. Really, really good. Like he was saying he went to polygraph school and he studied the whole thing, and it was a 3 month or 5 month course or something. Like, I couldn't remember exactly the precise amount, but he is a genius at what he does. Like, whoa, he's good. Like, he is really good. He knows how to ask the right questions at the right time. He knows how to juggle your brain, and he's really good. I got to give him credit. He's good at what he does. What state is this? Texas. And like I said, you get 48 hours a week. So it's like $1,680 something, but that's not with the extra overtime added. So if you do the 8, that's like 200, so it'll be like 1,800 every 2 weeks. So it's like, 3,600. I'm assuming that it's, well, no, if you had it's probably about, they told me that you could probably make about close to about 4,000 a month. I'm like, that's not bad, for like for start off, And if I can get some extra overtime in, I'll probably do that. Try to squeeze it a little more. See if I can get a little bit more. You sound like you know what you're doing too. Well, I will say that I'm really excited for the opportunity they're giving me. And I told that lady on the phone, I'm not gonna let you guys down. So, you know, I just it's an exciting opportunity for me to showcase that I'm not a loser and I'm capable of doing something with my life. It's like, I feel like this type of career path would guide me in that direction, to feel like I'm actually somebody in life and not just an average person. And it's not just from like the money per se, because I know there's going to be people out there that say, oh, I make more money than you. Okay, that's great. Glad to hear that. But I'm just saying, for me and my career path moving forward, I feel like that's a leg up for me. And I have an opportunity to advance when I'm in there. There's actual career path for working for these guys. Most companies, there's no career path. There's no career path. There's no incentive. Nothing. But you know what I will say about this security job, even though it pays crappy wages, I will admit that it taught me a lot more than I did working for places that paid me a lot more. And that's one thing I will say about this security company, is that I actually like doing security. I actually enjoy observing and reporting. I like the fact that that people look up to me, and that they look at me to solve problems, and that they need me to render a situation. And I have no problem with that. And I'm able to conduct myself professionally. And I actually have an opportunity to see what law enforcement has to go through, to a degree. Even though I'm not a cop, but I get to see what they go through when they have to adhere to a suspect or somebody that's committing crime. And what the protocol is, and the law is behind it, and having to follow it based on that. And it's like, it's like you get the opportunity to see all these things, and so you get kind of an opportunity to see what it's like to see what cops go through, to a degree. So it gives you that opportunity. It's a great learning experience, and that's what gave me the confidence to apply for this county. To be honest with you, that's why my friend Troy, I told him, I said, my first check for this job, I'm not going to tell him, but I'll give him $100, for his troubles. So I'm going to say, I want to thank you for, giving me this opportunity. Because if it wasn't for you, I would have never had the balls to apply for the county in the first place. So, again, it's, you know what I mean? But like I said, I just feel like now I have an opportunity to be somebody in life, and I feel like this job will give me that opportunity to change. But I'll never forget the security company. I'll never forget the people I work for. I'll never forget Bob and Sharif. They're real cool people. They've always been good to me. Miss Raylan, the HR department for this security company, she's very professional, very friendly, and they're just really good people, man. And Troy, Casey Washington, Corey Wills, um, Kenneth, all these people that. Oh, okay. What's going on? One bed. Good night. All right. Well, good night to you, Michael. What I'm saying is, it's an opportunity for me to move up, and I just, I have a lot of low self-esteem already, and that kind of comes with the territory and being a man, especially when it comes to having to perform. You know, when it comes to having to perform and having to, showcase your talent to other people and having to deal with competition and all that. Now I have the opportunity to do the right thing and make that change and have my parents proud of me, have my family proud of me. Nothing's better than a feeling like that. And it's like, now, like, that's all they're talking about is the fact that I'm working for the county now. Like, they're just really excited about it. And it's like, I definitely don't want to let them down because, this is would be my first time ever working for them. And I'll probably be a little nervous to a degree when I first worked there, of course, because I got to get used to everything, right? You got to get used to the setting. You got to get used to the requirements. You got to get used to to all that. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it takes a while to learn everything, but once you learn everything, you get the hang of it, then you gain that confidence. So yeah. But anyways, yeah, it was it's a good learning experience. But yeah, it is midnight and I'm gonna head out, guys. So I'm gonna hit y'all up. Plus my girl's calling me, so I'm gonna hit y'all up, all right? All right. Thanks, man.